I think the most important thing is for all of us to be honest with ourselves. Where the government has not done so well, they should be able to say, yes, we could have done better. And for those of us in the opposition, we are preparing to take over. And definitely we don't lack intellectuals. As Mungatana tried to say at the beginning, we have enough intellectuals in our teams.
Senator?
The truth of the matter is that there is some progress that is being made in this country. And I wish people knew what would happen if we defaulted on our international obligations. We have introduced the changes within the agricultural economy in this country. And it's only people who don't want to see, and they want to portray a certain image about Kenya, that they will compare with Rwanda, Tanzania. All these economies, you have to combine all of them for you to talk about the budget of Kenya. And I'm saying roads are back on repayment of roads is going on, and they are being constructed. I have said we have introduced the universal health care. I have said we have employed more teachers than since independence up to now. No other administration has done that. And I'm saying that we were in this affordable housing construction. And we asked these people, should we stop these things? You know, because some people are saying this is nonsense, what we are doing is nonsense. And I want to challenge some of these people. Ruiru, the new housing project, they have all been taken immediately. They were completed. We visited the ones in Nyali, and the number of young people who would have been idle are employed in this sector. So let me say this by conclusion, that this country is not going to be led, and people will not accept leadership from people who are only talking negative about this nation. This nation is doing well, and this nation needs vision carriers like our athletes who are talking about our good performance and who are able to come and tell us that, yes, we are having these challenges, but we are making some progress. And I want to challenge the opposition today to tell us what more can they do in agriculture, what more can they do in finance, not to come here and say, you know, when we were younger, we used to say, why is my dad always quiet, you know? Then we grew up and we became husbands, and we learned that we need to keep quiet sometimes in the house. And I don't need to explain further and tell you that some of these people are just yelling. They are not having ideas. Okay. One day they will grow up and they will come into government and they will know that it's not about yelling one term and whatever that will make this country move forward. We need solid ideas, and we have proposed them. Can they come up with better ideas so that we can follow them if they have any?
Thank you, Senator. Finally, Wakili.
Yes. Sometimes when you listen to people close to government, you wonder whether to weep or whether they have read the Constitution. Now, when you talk about markets, when you talk about housing, when you talk about health and agriculture, all these are devolved governments, are devolved functions.
But there is a clear provision for coordination. Working national and county governments are supposed to work together. Deny that.
So that basically,
deny
what you are saying, when you say all your investment as government has been put into these 4 areas, all of them are devolved. Two things comes to mind. You are taking oxygen from the counties, and 2, you are doing a job that is not yours under the law.
No.
So you arrive at a scenario in which, if you are not doing your job and there are other functions, the majority of functions, 90%, are actually given to national government. So the questions would be, who is doing the 90% and what successes are there? That is where the real story lies. Because now even when you go to security, you are hearing more than thrice. You can think that sometimes you are quoted out of context. Where Mutchuba Kipkomen is saying, oh, you need to help the police, we do not have money, give them something for tea, give them something for fuel. These are what we called evidence, elements of failure.
Right.
When you go to the issue of the final point, when you go to the issue of cost of living, ensuring you have policies that would make Kenyan work, you would not hear any ideas, and particularly from the president himself. You keep on saying tutajenga manyumba zingine zaidi, we shall do this. This is, you know, I call it, you know those things that you say this should be the achievement of MCA. You know, we want presidential ambitions.
Okay.
There is no presidential ambitions.
Thank you, Akili.
And it's regrettable.
Okay. And before we end the show this morning, we had asked on one of our social media pages, Facebook, what impact could the Matiang'i factor have on Kenya's political landscape ahead of the 2027 election? Just 3 or 4. Gladson Obwamu says Matiang'i is just as Maraga, people who are only good in the public service as technocrats, but not as political leaders. They have no might nor influence outside their local areas. Hence, I see no aura, no swagger to say anything tangible in 2027. Walter Matthew Tuitoek says impactless. Daniel Shitandi Onyango says he won't have any impact. Firstly, he doesn't have numbers to make an impact. Secondly, he has no party, so his supporters don't know where he belongs. Thirdly, he looks like someone's project. If he chickens out of the united opposition, he'll be labeled as a project. Godix Munexi says, in fact, I thought, what will he do is, but unfortunately, I saw all he did. Okay. Do challenge there. And the final one here. Final one by Chimbo Magera. He says, is this the same as the Martha effect? As it stands, very little, because Matiang'i is banking on his reputation as super CS, but elected office is a different thing altogether. All he is doing is presenting his CV from afar instead of engaging voters on the ground in all parts of the country. Just some of your feedback on the question we asked, but the conversation mostly was about the narrative and going forward towards 2022. Who owns the narrative and what are we talking about? On the front page of the Standard today, costly swindle matters government tendering, but this one more concerning when citizens borrow to buy food. That's the front page of the Standard. On the Star, auctioneers smile to the bank as loan defaulters rise. Speaking to the same, 2 different papers owned by different people, different editors altogether. A third one, a different owner, different editorial system altogether. This is a Daily Nation. CS, Expire Master, and 10 billion shilling. Homeowners in distress. Top banks fail CBK test on large borrowers default risk. That's a Business Daily. This morning, we've been having Kipruto Rapkirwa, who served as Agriculture Minister Kibaki One administration, Danson Mungatana, Senator Tana River, and Wakili Kibe Mungai as our panelists. Asanteni sana, gentlemen, for your time at TV47. My name is Freddie Ndimuli. This is Where We Talk this morning. Good morning.